it's Rivka, and I'm just jumping straight into it today. We will be doing the June 25th to July 1st weekly spread, and as I usually do, I will be covering up the words and the colors at the bottom of the page, as well as the numbers at the top of the page. So I am using the sides of the sticker paper yet again. I still have plenty, or some anyway, I don't know about plenty, but I had plenty for this spread. So I am doing that, and I'm using my 6-inch metal ruler, which I love this thing. It truly, for washi, for rulering, I don't know what that word was not the right word, but for using it as a ruler, I really do like it, and it's portable enough, and it fits, and I really, really like it. So yeah, you'll see that a lot in my videos. And I am using tweezers, which right now what I'm doing, I don't know how well you can tell because I'm kind of out of frame. I was using smaller pieces of the sticker paper that were like from in between stickers to do the little dots that I had missed with the large sticker. So yeah, so that's what I was doing, and I was using the tweezers to be able to put them more exactly down instead of having to try to work around my fingers. So yeah, and now I'm kind of out of screen, but if you know what I normally do, you'll know that I was using my thumb to push down the edges, and that way they're less like a step and more like a ramp is kind of how I describe it. And that way, when you put the washi over it, there's less of a like a bump or anything to be visual, because that kind of blends it into the paper better. So yeah, and now I'm using a thinner strip because I didn't have any of the thicker ones, I guess, and I'm covering up each number, and I do put down all the stickers, paper, and then I go back and I do the thumb, as you can see right now. I usually do use my thumb because it's the easiest thing. If I had used the metal ruler, and I've tried that before, it kind of scratches it, so I don't usually use that. Instead, I use my thumb. It has enough pressure, and it's enough of I want to say a hard edge, but it's also not sharp or anything like that. And I don't have long nails or anything like that at the time of filming this video. I am trying to grow them out again. I had to cut them for health reasons for a while, but I'm trying to see if those reasons are gone, because I like long nails. And I used to love painting my nails, but I read too many things about nail polish for me to be able to do that, because I am a little too careful about my health because of Lyme disease. I'm extra careful, and that just was something I wasn't going to do anymore. So I miss having the color, but for my health, it's worth it. Anywho, back to planning instead of a tangent on nail polish. I am using this washi. It came from Recollections, and it was in a tube that had several different watercolor backgrounds with words on it, and this one just says "Be Wonderful" across it, and it is like a bluish tint, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about this washi. It's pretty, it's enough there that it adds a nice decoration, but it's not too much. You can really do a lot around this washi. It doesn't steal the show from other washis, which I like. So it's the perfect middle ground, which is actually where I prefer my washi. I like some of them that are more in your face, and I like some of them that are totally not, but this one's one of those ones in the middle that I really like. Alright, so this next washi is green with arrows on it, and it, I believe, was Recollections. I could be wrong. I do know that it came in one of those plastic mason jars from, I was about to call it Dollar Tree, but it's actually Michael's. So yeah, so in one of the Michael's plastic mason jars. Okay, totally blanking on words right then, not cool. Anywho, I had gotten it when it was on sale. It was one of those summer collections or something. Either I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago. I'm having a hard time remembering exactly when, but it was one of those two. And I don't know that they will bring it back or not. So if it's gone, and that kind of sucks. I did like the washi, but I found that there wasn't very much on any given roll because even though it looked like a thick roll, the cardboard in the middle was more of a circumference. So it was just basically making it look bigger, but there was less on it because it wrapped around something larger. Anyhow, those rolls were way too big for my storage, so I ended up wrapping them around these, laminated mason jars. That's actually funny, I didn't connect that until just now. So that they would fit in my collection better. And I've been doing this with other washes too, it's not just this one. The rolls were way too large, it just didn't make any sense. Or ones that they have nothing left on the roll. So yeah, I've been doing that for storage purposes. And so it's easier, you can stick one of these in your planner and it doesn't make it bulge too much. I mean, it bulges a little bit, but it doesn't bulge the same way that it does when you put a full roll in your planner. So it's easier to transport and stuff like that, which is always nice. So I'm just going to finish putting this washi down, and then I'm going to trim it off. And I do have to be careful because it is right by, they're not holes, I mean, it's punches, but they're not hole punches, I don't know. What do you call those? Anyway, and when you're cutting over there, you have to be careful because right now you can see it better, before I put down the washi. Because there are slits in the paper, if you just try to go in one go, sometimes your scissor will be led into one of those gaps, which is what's different on this side than on any other side, and on this planner versus other planners, because other planners, you have an actual hole, it's not so cut out into the side of the page. So you do need to be careful, it's not a big deal, it's just something to keep in mind because I have seen, and I've actually kind of cut off, not totally cut off, but partially cut off one of those tabs by accident. So it is worth taking the extra few minutes to be careful and do that. And I do run my finger along the edge, and I do that on most sides. That's not special to the punched side. I do that to make sure that there's nothing left along the edge and just that it's clean. And I have found that sometimes I'll notice that there was a little extra in one spot because it'll kind of stick to your finger a little bit. So that's what I do when you see my finger go down the page. I'm checking to make sure that I did a clean cut. So yeah, so now I am putting down the numbers, and I decided to use gold, which is different for me because I'm not really a gold girl, but I did have these stickers and I had the right numbers in these stickers, or at least most of them. And what I'm showing you here is actually for the twos, I'm using different letters, and with these I believe I was using the U and then cutting off part of it to make it look like a 2. And that's what I do with a lot of stickers. I will cut them down to make them the actual number that I need and I'm missing. But while I was putting that down, I did realize that it would look better, the gold would look better on a color, and I had been planning on putting the pink into the spread, but I wasn't sure, and starting over. So I knew I was planning on putting pink in the spread. I didn't know exactly where. And this just kind of made it a for sure where I was going to be putting it, that I was going to put it on every line as well as at the top. And I think it ties it in really nicely. It brings it all together as opposed to the pink just being something that's in the middle of the day as a header. And that's why I also put it at the bottom, because it definitely ties it all through. And especially once you put on the numbers, it made the whole thing look much better. So I did end up stopping doing the gold numbers to be able to put down the pink washi, and then I end up bouncing back and forth, as you can tell. And I am using my trusted tweezers to get those slightly more delicate numbers down, because these stickers, they came in a gold, black, and silver pack. I don't remember how many pages of each you got. I think you got 2. I could be wrong. and I gotten it on Amazon like ages and ages ago, even I think before I was really into planners. At that point it was more just scrapbooking and I liked crafts, but then I got into planners and there's no holding back, everything can be used in a planner, so that's what I do. Anyway, so I'm nearly done with putting down the washi, and then I'm going to go back to doing the numbers up at the top. And as you see here, I did have to be careful and kind of peel up the stickers, and I was very grateful that they didn't rip on me. I was kind of expecting them to be honest, but they came up just fine, and I was able to put the washi underneath. And for any of you wondering, I do not have undo. I've never used undo. I don't know if I ever will, or if I'll just... One thing that I do with crafts, and I know this sounded like I just jumped thoughts, but I try to make it where if I do something, it becomes part of the craft. So if I mess up, I try to work around it, and I end up getting way more creative by doing it that way, so I don't know that I would necessarily want undo. It's all a matter of preference, and to me, planners isn't just a matter of planning, it is a craft, so that's why I do it that way. So back to all these lovely twos. I hadn't realized that I was going to be in need of so many twos, and it ended up working out because I found enough letters that I could turn into twos. So that's what I ended up doing with all of those, and you can see they look kind of odd. They kind of remind me of a swan. I don't know why. If anybody can explain that to me, they look like a swan like this. But yeah, so they weren't twos, they were U's, and I turned them into twos, and for the most part they work. For a couple of the numbers, you can tell that the U is much bigger than the number because it's flipped on its side, so it's supposed to be the same height, but it in some places it kind of looks different, but I like it. It ended up working out fine, and I love the fact that I can use things that I normally wouldn't have been able to use in any other case. And if you guys hear anything, that would be my noisy neighbors, and I apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. Anywho, alright, so over here I hadn't realized I needed a 7, and I didn't have one, so what I normally do, I cut it into I cut a letter into a number, and this one actually worked even better than the U2 thing, whatever. So yeah, so done with that. And then I moved on to my normal headers for my son and my fiance, and I'm just putting those down with the tweezers because it is easier to line it up sometimes with the tweezers, especially because I want it centered and I want it to line up along the black line, which you can see through the pink washi. So I think it looked really good, and yeah. And then I'm going to be doing the logo for my fiance as per usual. And as I'm sure you guys know, I just laid these out on a Word document and cut them with a ruler and a knife from Dollar Tree, and that's how I make my stickers. If you guys want a video on that, let me know. Just comment below or thumbs up this video. Let's try that. Let's try getting more thumbs ups. What do you guys say? Anywho, this is about it for this spread. Because it's the summer, things are a little bit more up in the air, plus I never really know what I'm doing from one week to the next. So I do like to have them available to be able to use as soon as I do know anything. So that's why I decorate it slightly ahead of time and then end up going back and filling it in throughout the week. So here I realized I had forgotten to put a sticker over the notes section, so I'm quickly flipping through the Happy Planner Create 365 sticker book to find an appropriate one that works well with the colors. And yeah, I'm going to say something I do every single week. So I hope you guys did enjoy this one, and hope you guys come back for more and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And you know what? Thumbs up this video or leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah. And anyway, I will see you guys next week in my next video. Again, hope you enjoyed. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to say goodbye and mean it this time. Bye.